Hey there, I'm Selena Nye. I'm the Retail Biz Strategist, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about how to make your store the leader of the retail pack. Now, it can be quite difficult to kind of be the one who stays ahead, the one who actually is the leader, because it feels like so often that we're just being copied. Everything that we do is just somebody is out there making it hard to be who we are. So today it is all about how you can stay ahead of the competition, how you can take what you know and maybe take a few of these strategies to to be the one who's actually always first, to be the one who, if you are going to be copied, it's you that's being copied. Yeah, I know it can be a complete pain in the butt when somebody is copying you, but if somebody is, it is, they say that imitation is the highest form of flattery. So if somebody is copying you, it means you are doing something right, you are doing something great, and you are doing something that is clearly working. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story about how I came to bring up this conversation. I recently went into a store and I felt like it was a time warp. Like, I have been shopping for new furniture. If you haven't heard, I've bought a new house and I've been shopping for everything that you need for a new house. And so I went into this store because it sold timeless pieces of furniture. Now, I was looking for something elegant, something classic, one of those statement pieces that you put in a room in order to make sure that you don't have to buy another one for a very long time. So I went in there thinking I would see beautiful, classic, timeless pieces of furniture. All I could see were these big, puffy leather sofas, like from the 90s, and lots of brown wood. Also, so very stench. Please buy something. Like the salespeople in these kinds of stores, they either just don't talk to you or they just latch onto you. And the desperation when somebody is looking for your sale is so obvious, isn't it? Like, you've been there, you've been into the shop where the people who really desperately need to make some sales they just won't leave you alone, and you feel like just saying, just give me a moment, I just want to be here and look around. But trust me, in this store you did not want to look around, because timeless in this case does not mean and should never mean time warp, because seasons change, trends change, and people change as they get a bit older. So being on trend with what is happening in the design world and internally within your own target market, the key is having right inventory, to have great store turnover, and of course to make sure that you are the leader of the pack. Because when you are getting it right, everybody else wants to be, they want what you've got. They want to be they want to have what you have. They want to have the success that they can see you having. So how can you keep up with what's happening and what's trending and what your customer is actually looking for, rather than what you think they want? So let's talk a few ways about how you can stay on trend, how you can be the leader of the pack. And the first one, it's quite timely. It's attend a trade show. Now, we know that the gift fairs in Melbourne are coming up in a few days. So making sure that you attend trade shows that are relevant for your target market, they're a gold mine for what's trending. Like, the people who attend trade shows, it is their job to know what is happening excuse me, out there in the market, whether it's furniture, fashion, homewares, kid-related products. Designers, manufacturers, and distributors are generally on trend. So at this time of year, take a day off, grab a coffee, meet up with some people that you are friends with in the virtual land, and head off to a trade show in your area. Now, the next one that you can do to be the leader of the pack is to follow similar stores that are overseas on social media. Now, it sounds simple, right? Following other stores that share the same target market. And when you do that, you'll actually keep abreast of what's trending, because obviously, especially you're here in Australia, where our seasons are we're the opposite. So we're kind of, 2 seasons behind at any one time. So when you're following similar stores overseas, there's a good chance that they're a little bit ahead of you. So you can start to see what's trending overseas and make sure that you are the first one who has it in your country when the time arrives. Now, think outside the box. Don't just follow similar stores, but follow other stores that your target market is also following. Now, this could be fashion, it could be cooking, it could be cars, it could be, even outdoor adventure stores. But when you know what your customer wants and the kind of people that they hang out with and what they like to do in their spare time, you're going to have a better idea of, who they like, who they follow, and what those interests are. So don't just follow overseas stores that are in the same market as you, but follow the overseas stores that your customers are likely to be following as well. And the same goes for, bloggers and fashion houses, if that's your industry. Sneak peeks are quite often, 12 months in advance before the stock hits the stores. So be following the leaders in your industry, those fashion bloggers, because they're going to be the ones who give you sneak peeks as to what's coming. So if you're following them, you are going to know what you need to be having in store as soon as possible. And sometimes, especially if you're ordering from overseas, the lead times can be quite long. So you might have to order 2 to 3 months in advance to make sure that you've got it here in store for the right season that you need it. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is to be invested in what your store has to offer your customer outside of just products. And good old favorite, hit the search engines. There is a great resource from Google, google.com/trends. And if you type in your industry or keywords or even a recent article that you've seen, it's going to give you other articles and other websites and other things in your industry that are also trending in relation. So check out google.com/trends if you want to know what's going out there out in your niche, in your section of the retail industry. Now, I said follow similar overseas stores, but by the same token, stalk your competition, but with love. Because when you know your competition and you keep tabs on what they do, that is sound business practice. I'm not saying to go and copy them, and I'm certainly not telling you to judge yourself against them. But watching what works or what doesn't in your competition actually helps you zig when they're zagging, or it helps you zag when they're zigging. It helps you actually take advantage of opportunities that potentially they're not taking advantage of. Or maybe you might see people are asking for a certain color of something, and that retailer just doesn't want to stock that color. Well, you have the opportunity then to go, hey, I'm going to stock the green ones that all those people are asking for. Now, I do not condone going onto their page to say, hey, I've got these in my store. That's just downright nasty, and it is not good business practice. If people are searching for your green XYZ, they're going to find it in Google. They're going to find it in Google Shopping, something along those lines. Just know, have the confidence in yourself, in your store and in your website and in your marketing, that if you take that opportunity to grab a niche that somebody else, or a product that somebody else is avoiding, that your customers will find it. The customers will come to you and get it when they're looking for it. So stalk your competition with love and do it ethically. Now, the next one is quite simply, just don't be afraid to ask your customers what they're looking for. What are they loving? What are they seeing in the trends? Because you can't keep up with every trend, and you might just be missing out on some really valuable sales and some amazing customer love because you haven't seen something that your customer wants. You can't be abreast of everything. Now, remember, trends aren't always about stuff. They also encompass things like business practices, technology, and social media platforms. You know that. So let me just recap what my ways to be the leader of the retail packer. Quite simply, attend some trade shows because you want to be on trend. To be the leader, you need to know what's happening in your industry. So attend some trade shows. Follow similar stores overseas, and also follow stores that your customer is going to love, and see what's happening outside of your industry and not just in your own your own retail niche. Follow bloggers and fashion houses for sneak peeks, sometimes 12 months in advance. Hit google.com/trends to know what's happening out there on the interwebs with the trend in your area, and stalk your competition with love and ethically. And at the end of the day, just don't be afraid to ask your customers what it is they're looking for. So have you got any ways that you use to keep on trend, to stay ahead of the retail pack? I would love to hear your suggestions. Head on over to selinaknight.com or join us in our Bringing Business to Retail Facebook community, and let's talk all about how to make your store the leader of the retail pack. Okay, have a fantastic day. See you later.